Welcome to our Claude Code crash course. In this 5 to 6 lesson course, depending on whether you count today's lesson 0, which is really just an overview of the course and some of the terminology we're going to use and what we're actually going to build, you will learn how to use Claude Code as part of your investment process, even if you're a non-technical investor and have basically just used LLMs in their chat window to date. So I think the value of this course is both in what we're going to build as an example, as well as in the fact that we're going to build a strong foundation so that you can take Claude Code and apply it to different parts of your investment process. Even if you're a professional investor running an investment firm or an RIA, you'll be able to use it to run aspects of your firm, your marketing, your client relations, and so forth. The example we're going to build together in this crash course here is a junior analyst who knows your investment philosophy, your investment criteria, and is out there scouring the world for ideas that you may find worth spending more time on. And the way the analyst delivers those ideas to you is every morning, or actually most mornings, except those when there's no suitable idea identified, but basically every morning, Monday through Friday, when you sit down in front of your computer, you'll have an email in your email inbox from your own personal AI analyst presenting an investment idea to you. And here's the interesting part. This investment analyst obviously needs to be trainable and needs to learn over time so that the ideas he delivers to you into your email inbox match your process more and more over time, so that whereas in the beginning it may take a little while for the calibration to set in, but over time and pretty quickly, within a matter of days, hopefully, you start saying, wow, this idea is really interesting. Wow, this is exactly what I tend to look for. And that's the whole purpose of this example. Now, obviously, in 5 or 6 lessons, we cannot create something that's going to rival Capital IQ, and we're not actually even creating that kind of a database. We are using data from sources like SEC Edgar that are freely available, as well as other sources that may have a cost, typically fairly low. And we are building something that can be improved even after this course. So if you find the small and limited example that we built here of use, you will actually be able to keep using Claude Code to keep improving and making this particular analyst more and more useful to your investment process. Now, the way this engine, this analyst will actually work, what we're going to build here together, starting completely from scratch. So even if you've never used Claude or Claude Code, you will be able to get through this entire course and finish everything regardless of your prior knowledge. I will mention that we did an AI bootcamp a month or 2 ago, and if you have the time, I'd encourage you to do that as well. It's not a prerequisite for this course, but it is quite useful and another way to learn. So what we're going to build here is an idea scoring mechanism that, first of all, in the first instance, there's a step that's akin to a quantitative stock screener, but that step is basically just meant to exclude the kinds of ideas that you would never look at. It's basically defining your investable universe. So this could be done by market cap range, maybe a minimum market cap. This could be done by geographies, parts of the world that you simply don't invest in. It could be done by industry sectors or all of the above. And in fact, all of the above is what this engine is set up to do. And you can also define your own exclusion criteria. And then once you have that universe defined, and it can evolve over time, obviously, then there's a scoring mechanism that surfaces the most compelling ideas to the top, and those are the ones the analyst will email to you, one every morning. So the scoring mechanism is gonna use certain weights, and these are going to be personalized to your own investment philosophy and process. You can even define the weights, you can set them and so forth. Quite easy to do, as we'll show you in the course. But these could be things like quality of the business, management incentives, valuation obviously is a big one for me. So the scoring of an idea universe is what's going to bubble ideas up to the top. You're going to get that email, and then here's, I think, the really valuable part of this engine. It is a self-learning and a self-improving loop. So as you would with a human analyst, you're actually going to hit reply to that email. You don't have to do this. You can also just delete the email and wait for the next day. But if you have a couple of minutes, you notice something that's particularly relevant or good about the idea, or something that you don't want to see in the future, you literally hit reply, and in plain English, you provide your feedback as you would to a human analyst. And then the engine takes that feedback and learns and improves over time, so that hopefully over time the ideas you are seeing, the idea you're getting in your inbox in the morning becomes extremely relevant, to the point where you're almost surprised, how can someone know my investment process that well and serve me all these relevant ideas that I want to do more work on? So that's what we want to build together. Today, in lesson 0, as it were, we're simply going to familiarize ourselves with some of the terminology, get an overview of what we're going to build today, and we'll be ready for lesson 1, which is the lesson where we actually set up the technical environment and everything that needs to be set up in order to build the engine in lessons 2 through 5. So I am very excited that you are here, that you're joining us for this crash course. I think it's time well spent, and I'm certain you're going to learn a lot, hopefully end up with something that's actually a value add to your investment process, and that you can keep improving further, and also end up with lessons that are generalizable and that you can apply to other areas of your investment process, or building your investment firm, improving client relations and so forth, because Claude Code is extremely powerful, and once you learn how to use it, once you keep improving and refining your own approach to it, you will find that you are elevating yourself in many different ways. So thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in lesson 1. Just a really quick note here at the end. If you ever run into trouble, there are 2 things you can do. You can literally just tell Claude Code in plain English, I don't understand what you mean here. I got stuck here. Help me out. And usually that works. You're also very welcome to leave a comment on every lesson post on the Latticeworks Substack. I will read all the comments and I will reply to all the comments. So thanks, and I'll see you soon.